So let's see what's coming in for your week ahead from Monday the 5th of May running into the 11th of May, just before we go into that full moon in Scorpio. So you may find that as we go into this week ahead, there will be the energies building up with regards to this full moon, okay? Spirit is making me aware that this week there may well be a sense of emotion stirring, and that you may feel like you are really building up a lot of things that you need to release, okay? This week is also about aligning your inner truth with your outer actions as well, okay? So let's see what Spirit would like to bring forward with regards to this week ahead. Hence why I'm working with the Moonology cards for this week's guidance as well. So we have step into your power. Love this, because this is about you reclaiming your personal power this week as well. Spirit is making me aware of that you need to step into your power, that you are being called to step into your own authority this week. This doesn't mean pushing hard this week. It means acting in integrity, saying no when needed this week, okay? And this week, Spirit is also making me aware it's about recognizing those boundaries this week, okay? Because our boundaries are sacred space. So if anybody is trying to override you, is trying to take your power, is trying to overstep the mark with the boundaries that they have between you and them, then you are being called to step into your own authority and pull back that power and pull back those boundaries this week, okay? Because once again, this is all about those emotions. So there may well be emotions that are attached to reclaiming this personal power, okay? Spirit is making me aware that somebody may have hurt you. And there may well be a situation this week where somebody is really trying to push your buttons, push those boundaries with you, okay? And that at the same time as you try to reclaim your personal power this week, you must be aware of that emotional awareness around you as well, okay? That with this reclaiming your personal power, there may well be waves of emotions coming in, okay? You may well feel soft. You may feel the need to say yes. You may feel the need to overstretch yourself to please people, to be the peacemaker this week. You may really struggle in saying no this week when you know you really want to say no, but you end up saying yes, okay? But Spirit is saying you need to take back that power in always saying yes just to please other people, okay? That this is about you saying no for once this week, saying no because this is you reclaiming that personal power. So there may well be things that come in this week where somebody is really trying to play with that power with you this week, okay? And this is about you knowing that it's okay to say no this week, and feel into those waves of emotions Spirit is making me aware of as well, okay? Because with these waves of emotions that do come in this week, you need to treat them as messengers, okay? So when these waves of emotions come in this week, you need to sit with these emotions. You need to sit, you need to reflect, and you need to allow these emotions to come in and resist reacting to those emotions, okay? Because Spirit is making me aware of that there may well be some messages coming in to give you the clarity, to give you that knowing that there's certain things this week where you need to prepare yourself in order to release and let go as we come into this full moon in Scorpio on May the 12th, okay? That you need to just use this time, use this week to rather process rather than react this week, because it may well be that in order for you to reclaim your power and not allow anybody to take your power, they may well be trying to instigate or try to push your buttons where there's a reaction coming from you this week, okay? So this week, do not put yourself into any situations where somebody is trying to push those buttons to get a reaction out of you or to see how you are feeling towards them, the situation, or with yourself, okay? That this is about you using this week to process rather than react, okay? So this is about stepping into that power and also being aware of that emotional awareness around you this week as well, okay? Because this week Spirit is making me aware of that this is very much about rewriting the story this week, that old narratives may try to resurface, and that you need to pay attention to that inner dialogue as well this week, okay? That this week's this week's is supporting you in reprogramming those limiting beliefs, okay? So whatever somebody has made you feel with regards to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your opinions, okay? This is about you once again breaking away from those beliefs, old limiting belief systems, and really standing in that power, okay? Standing in your power, believing what you believe rather than what people may well be trying to tell you, okay? It's also a time of where you need to know your worth this week as well. Again, this could be centered around that personal power, reclaiming it, knowing your worth, knowing your value, okay? Knowing that you do have the right to have boundaries, okay? And this is understanding that if people don't accept you and your worth, then they're not worth pursuing or having some form of relationship as well, okay? Because we do have attune to the divine as well. So this is about attuning to that divine, trusting in the divine, trusting that what is coming through with your intuition, things that cross your path this week, people who come into your path this week, okay? What emotions come forward this week may well be certain messages that are coming in from the divine, okay, to make you align your inner truth with your outer actions as well, okay? So it is like a week of preparing for that transformation as well, okay? Because once you are ready to release, this enables you to have that transformation in your lives where you've lacked that personal power, where you may have felt like your emotions have been out of sorts, you may have felt weak with regards to your emotions and dealing with people, dealing with situations. You may have been weak with yourself, okay? But this is really a time of really reflecting on your emotions as well this week, okay? So watch out for any signs and synchronicities that just want to come through from the divine, okay? And also having that trust in the process, trust in whatever you release is for your highest good and for your highest intentions, okay? Let's see what's coming in with the Moonology messages. Thank you. Also, come from a place of love this week, okay? Spirit is saying that you need to also take this time to love yourself, to nurture yourself as well, because this may well be a week of where it is very much intense, okay? This Scorpio moon, full moon, it does have a lot of intensity about it, okay? So remember to keep loving yourself, nurturing yourself, standing in that power, being aware of the emotions that you're feeling towards people, situations, and yourself, okay? Yeah, we've got shadow work coming in as well, and this is what the Scorpio full moon is all about as well. So you may find that you may have to do some shadow work this week as well. You may have to sit with yourself, you may have to reflect, you may have to do some inner work, some inner healing as well this week, in understanding your emotions, in understanding what you need to release, in letting go, and where you have given that power away. Spirit is making me aware of, okay? And you know that at any point you can slow it down this week. If things do feel slightly overwhelming with your emotions, with your feelings, doing what you need to do in order to stand in your true power, okay, then you can slow it down. You can take a breather, you can pause, you can reflect, okay? You can use this week to allow yourself to process everything that you need to process with the energies that are coming in, okay? Because the energies will start gaining momentum with this full moon in Scorpio. So let's just see what's coming in with the angel numbers for this week, if we can, before we run out of time. What is the angel number, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have 1717 coming forward. So this week it's about taking a few deep breaths and focusing inward this week, okay? You may need time to think things over and consider your options as well this week. And at this time, you must rely solely on yourself, okay? You might not believe it, but you are heading in the right direction. What appears to be lull in activity is just a natural part of this procession, okay? So feel into what you are feeling into, because this is all that preparing for transformation, releasing, letting go, standing back in your power, claiming your emotional power as well.